What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We got a special guest today. He's the head coach of Alabama A&M Bulldogs, Coach Connell Maynor. Coach, how's it going, sir?
Great, great. Everything's great. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I am doing fine. We know we're starting. We're getting ready. Football, it almost seems like it never ends. But we are getting into the spring season. We can't wait to see what the Bulldogs look like this fall. But before we get into the spring, into the fall, I just want to hear your thoughts to kind of recap your 2022 season. You didn't have as many wins as you probably would like, but how would you overall assess what took place with Alabama A&M in 2022?
Uh, you know, like as you say, win losses. It wasn't the season we wanted. We was wound up 4-4 in the conference and 4-7 overall. But we played a tough out of schedule, out of conference schedule, and so we played a couple of big money games there. And what people don't realize is, and I always tell people this, when you take a job, when you talk to people, you want to be on the same page as your AD and your president. And all three of us on the same page to where we say, we need to raise some money because we're trying to do things to our facilities now as we speak. After spring ball, we have new turf going in. And then we're going to have another project on another practice field for grass field turf with a top over it. And then we're going to renovate our Elmore Gymnasium and turn that into another football facility where we have a locker room there, we have a weight room, have a team room, a lobby, and even a little eating room for our training table in that facility. So all of that to be done. Well, the turf will be done by next season, and the locker room will be done by the end of spring ball. But the rest of it will be done in the next 24 months. And so that takes money. And so sometimes you have to sacrifice some wins to gain a little bit more money for your program. So on the outside, it looks bad. Oh, they went 4-7. But we got a lot of money to do some things we want to do. So we're able to upgrade our facilities and be able to get better players and then be able to keep the players there once we get them. So, we wasn't, it wasn't the season that we wanted. Of course, we wanted to be better than that. We wanted to be better than the conference, and we lost a couple that we thought we should have won and had a chance to win in the conference. But overall, the guys never quit. They kept fighting because we got off to an 0-4 start. And we wound up 4-7. So, the guys never quit. And that's what I was most proud of them about, not quitting, understanding that we play some money games and we're doing that for them and the better facilities for those guys and the future Bulldogs. So, it wasn't the season we wanted, but it's okay. You got to do what you got to do in HBCU sometime.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Coach Maynor, I want to ask you just, coming off that 4-7 season, of course, you laid out exactly, the mindset of the administration there at Alabama A&M on why you did some of the things you did, but also, you want to continue to improve your team, right? Like I know there's ways that you can improve, and so that is recruiting. You guys had a recruiting class, you signed some good players. What was the mindset as far as, the type of players that you were looking for, positions that you were looking to address to make the 23 season better than the 22?
Well, the first thing you always want to do is you want to stay balanced with your scholarships. And so we lost 2 corners, we lost 2 safeties, we lost 2 linebackers off the defense. So we had to address those areas and replace those guys with those scholarships first. Offensively, we lost a couple receivers, so we got to replace those guys. Tight end, we lost Kendrick and Howard, so we had to replace the tight ends. And then we signed a couple quarterbacks because we just wasn't satisfied with the quarterback play. Those guys wasn't terrible, and they can still get better, and they're going to still be able to compete for the job this year. But we want to sign a couple other guys and let them compete for that job, running backs, because I want to play more than one because I want those guys to stay healthy. So, again, first you want to address the needs of the guys that left, and then after that, okay, so we got spring now to evaluate these guys. We got those guys in, and we got some receivers in. We got a couple of linemen in. We got tight end. Got a quarterback in already. So now we evaluate these guys.
And once again, we're talking to Coach Connell Maynor of Alabama A&M. Now, Coach Maynor, you're someone who played quarterback, and you were speaking about the quarterback play. Just from your perspective, being an offensive coach, being a former quarterback, what is it that you're looking for when you're looking when you've coached successful quarterbacks, right? Quill Glass being one of the most prestigious successful quarterbacks in the history of the conference. Just what is it that you're exactly looking for the next, or even if he's currently on the roster or played last year, as far as the next great quarterback at Alabama A&M?
Well, one thing we want out of our quarterbacks when we're recruiting those guys, we want them to be winners. We really don't want to recruit a quarterback that's coming from a losing program. We want a guy that's a proven winner, a guy that can lead his troops. And but the most important thing I think for a quarterback, he just has to be able to do it all. You know, he has to be able to take control of the team. The team has to want him in there, and then you got to do the little things. Take what the defense gives you. And move the chains. You know, you don't have to throw a 60-yard pass to get a 70-yard touchdown. You can throw it 10 yards and the receiver do the rest. And so the quarterback understanding what we're trying to do offensively and then understand what the defense is trying to do defensively. And that slows down the game because he understands exactly what we want to do, exactly what they're going to do. He knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. He knows exactly who's to read. And so when you know that, the game just slows down and it looks like the defense is moving like this. They're moving slow because you already know exactly, you're reading one guy. And when you don't know what's going on, you don't understand our play or the defense, it looks like this out there. And so now you're throwing picks and you don't know where to go with the ball. You're holding the ball, to hit you and you fumble. So, the key for the quarterback is to be prepared. You know, Russ Wilson said it best, the separation is in the preparation. So these guys have to be prepared and understand what we're trying to do and what the defense is trying to do. And that's when you become a good quarterback because now you know where to go with the ball. You move the chains. You're making the right decisions. As long as you're making the right decisions, you're going to miss a throw every now and then, but you should be throwing the ball to this guy and not this guy. And so that's what we look for in a quarterback.
Absolutely. Now, Coach Maynor, you spoke about it. Spring ball is here. Guys, just wrapped up practice number 1. Just what does a spring season or a spring workout, spring off season kind of look like for Alabama A&M?
Well, we get 15 practices like everybody else. And, we only have a certain amount of days that we can hit and do things that whenever. So we want to try to get better as an individual. In every drill that we do, we want to go full speed. So you can get better as an individual. We'll get better as a football team. You want to improve every day. You don't want to be the same player at the beginning of the spring or at the end of the spring. You don't want to be the same player at the beginning of the season as you are at the end of the season. So you want to always continue to get better as an individual, and we'll get better as a team. So that's what the spring is for to develop the young guys and get them bigger, faster, and stronger, and just get them out there and give them some reps. There's nothing like reps. And, try to go full speed as much as possible. We have 2 scrimmages, and we have refs there. Get those guys used to playing in front of the refs and the refs throwing flags and things of that nature. It's different when the refs out there. It's different when they keep in score. So we want to give them that atmosphere as much as possible and just get some of these young guys, the new guys that we just brought in this year in the spring. I think we got 9 of those guys. We want to get those guys out there, give them some reps, see what they can do, and maybe evaluate those guys based on that.
Now, we know with the transfer portal, you're always recruiting. You're always looking to add players. You always have a potential of losing players. Are you still looking to, even after spring, are you still looking to add to that roster? And if so, what are some of those positions you may be looking to continue to add to Alabama A&M?
Again, yes, we are looking to add some more. We probably have about 5 or 6 scholarships remaining. And I told the guys before spring practice, everybody's been evaluated, and we're going to evaluate every position. The new guys are brought in, the old guys. And after the spring, when the portal open back up, because the portal will open back up after spring ball, and a lot of people are going to jump back in. So after we evaluate where we're at, we're going to address that with the portal of what we think we need to add. We need to add another receiver, add another DB, add another safety, add another D lineman, O lineman, sign another quarterback, sign another running back. Then we're going to address those needs once the portal come back open after spring ball. Now, good news for us is we practice early. And I do it for 2 reasons. I do, number one, I practice early in case we get an injury, a serious injury. They might have a chance to make it back to play in the season by September. And then also I do it early. So when we finish up in April 8th, we'll be finished. Those guys can concentrate on their grades now for the last month 5 to 6 weeks, they can really focus on their grades. They don't have to worry about football. You just have to lift weights and go to class and really buckle down and get some studying done and finish the semester strong academically. So those are the two reasons that I go early. A lot of people start a little bit later. I don't know why. I don't care. I just know why I do what I do. And so that's kind of what we're looking for out of the spring.
Now, Coach Maynor, you've had success at Alabama A&M, but you won your SWAC championship during the spring season a couple of years ago. Now, a lot of people will diminish your accomplishments and your team's accomplishments during the spring. Do you ever listen to that noise when they say, "Oh, the spring season don't count," or "Oh, that doesn't matter"? And what are kind of your thoughts on that?
Let me see. Who won that championship that year? Miami? Alabama?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ohio State made the playoffs and they was 5-0.
That's very true.
Ohio State made the college playoffs, the Final Four, and they was 5-0. So nobody diminished their 5-0 season. So why would you try to diminish ours? We beat the teams they put in front of us, and that's all you can do. So, and we had opportunities to play other schools though that year, and we had like 3 COVID games that the team said they couldn't play because of COVID. I mean, I can only control what I can control. So, it is what it is. And I always tell people, when you're in my position and you got to make a lot of decisions, you're never going to be able to please everybody. It's always going to be some people that complain. So that's just life. No matter what decision they make, the president make, the CEO make, the teacher make, the president make, the principal make, somebody's always going to complain and not like it. So I don't worry about those people. I got to make the decision and do what's best for my team, my program. And, we play the games. We got 2 rings.
Tell them you got 2 rings, man. And they ain't taking them from you.
That's right. They can't take them. They can't take them.
They can't take them. Now, Coach Maynor, outside of football, what does Connell Maynor like to do outside of football? Maybe to relax, maybe to hang, when he's not, grinding or recruiting. What are some of the things you enjoy?
Oh, well, of course, I enjoy church. I'm a God-fearing man. And I'm in church on Sundays, of course, relaxing with my wife. And then after church, a lot of times I go play golf, and relax on the golf course. I love to play golf. It's relaxing. You don't have to worry about anything. You kind of, the team, home life, whatever. You just can go out there and relax and get away for a couple hours when you're playing golf. So I love to play golf and listen to gospel music.
What's their handicap, Coach, on the golf course?
You play?
A little bit. Not really. I'm not really a player, but I know a little bit. I know a little bit, but trust me, you probably smoked me on the golf course.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. If it's in season or right after the season, I'm probably about a 7. Okay. If it's summertime, right before football season start, July, I'm probably about a 2.
Oh man, Coach, you actually
because I get to play a lot more.
Man,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My best score is a 67.
Okay, yeah, you can play it. Come on, Coach.
Oh yeah, my best score is a 67.
Okay, so you was checking my skills. You don't got no skills. You actually can play. I was just asking to see you serious about it. Okay.
This what I tell people. I say if they don't have a card with a tour on it, then I can beat them. If they don't have a senior tour, Asian tour, PGA tour, some kind of tour on their thing, I can beat them. Now, some of them can beat me too, but I can beat all of them too.
Absolutely. Oh, man. So, yeah, Coach Maynor is a serious golfer.
Tell them bring it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a serious golfer. Now, Coach Maynor is someone who has been a part of the HBCU culture for a very long time. We've understood that there was a lot more exposure that was brought to not just HBCU culture, but specifically the SWAC over the last few years. Just what do you think? Have you seen that as a net positive? Some of the headlines and things that the SWAC has been able to do over the last few years, and how do you think that will be able to benefit the conference and even more specifically your school moving forward?
I think we've had a bright light. And I personally think it started from COVID. Okay, from COVID, and we played in the spring,
Mm-hmm.
and we was the only people playing in the spring. So of course we got national television, and we got a lot more TV games. Just so happened, Coach Sanders came into the league at the same time, and he got a lot of that credit, and he did a lot for our conference. And he is what I used to tell people is only one Deion Sanders. You know, y'all want to hire all these ex-NFL coaches and this and that and players. No, it's only one Deion Sanders that can move the chain like he did and do what he did and draw the attention that he drew. But he did a lot for the conference. But at that time in 21, we played in the spring. We was the only one playing, so everybody saw us. Mm-hmm. You know, after that spring, we didn't get no ESPN1 games. We still got our ESPNU games, ESPN3, and stuff like that. We didn't get no ESPN1 games. We got maybe one ESPN2 game, which we would get anyway. So, but just a lot more people knew about HBCUs because of Commissioner McCullum. He's done a tremendous job, and Coach Sanders. He did a great job too of promoting the HBCUs and the SWAC. So it's done a lot for our conference and our schools. I think that we're getting better players. We're getting these transfers that's coming down from FBS to the SWAC and the MEAC, and so it's done a lot for HBCUs and the SWAC, and I think it's going to continue to do that. The only problem is the FBSs pay so much more with NIL deals and things of that nature that it's hard for us to keep our guys. I lost a 3-time All-American to Bowling Green this year. I lost a receiver the year before that and had 1,000 yards to Bowling Green. You know, and it's just so hard. I lost my defensive end, Kushner, 2 years ago to Florida State. You know, was a defensive player of the year candidate. So it's just so hard to keep these guys here now once they make it or make all conference or player of the year candidate. The big schools just come in and grab them. And they can give them NIL deals and stipends and all of this. And, of course, all those guys want to play at a higher level. And then when you're going to put money in their hand or money in their pocket, it's just so hard for us to keep them now. So it's just the way it is, you know. It's like that for everybody.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right about that. I mean, it's something a lot of times that fans, you know, myself, even in the media, don't always think about, but it is definitely something of note. And you spoke about, you know, Coach Sanders has exited the conference. Now he had a team that hadn't lost a conference game in the last 2 years. Do you feel like the SWAC is more wide open now that, you know, there's a coach that exited and he exited with a bunch of players going, you know, with him to his next school? Do you think that the conference is now more wide open and that, you know, any team has maybe a better chance of winning it, or do you kind of see it all still the same?
Well, number one, I think he did a tremendous job. And I think he still got a lot of good players on that football team. So they're going to be really good again. And they still had a number one recruiting class in HBCU. So they're going to still be good. But if Nick Saban left Alabama, would everybody else in the SEC be licking their chops? They would, right?
Yes, so, they would.
Everybody's licking their chops. Everybody think they got a chance. Now, if you look at Jackson, they did a super job last year. They didn't lose a game, but they really only blew out one team, and that was actually FAMU the first game. So the rest of the teams played them pretty close for 3 quarters, at least 3 quarters, and sometimes 4 quarters. We played them close, you know. So I'm pretty sure not only us but every other team in the league think they got a chance to beat them this year because they actually had a chance last year. No, they wasn't blowing people out by 21 points. So, but yeah, his departure just make people think that we got a chance, but. It's more than just Jackson. You know, you got FAM. You know, you got Alabama State is on the rise. You know, Bethune got a new coach now. So, and then you got the other side with Prairie View and Gramblin's on the outside. You got Southern over there, and you got Alcorn lurking. So, it's a lot of good teams, a lot of good games. We got a great schedule, and I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
And neither can I. Once again, we're talking to Coach Maynor at Alabama A&M. Now, Coach Maynor, what does, we talked about the spring, but what does a successful spring look like for you and the Bulldogs going into a fall camp when August rolls around?
Well, I think number one, healthy, coming out of the healthy, no major injuries. The way everybody made it play in the season is crucial. And then just like I say, we want to get many people reps as possible. Get these younger guys that didn't play as much some reps and get those guys used to playing to where now they can step in and make a play instead of being nervous. And what I tell the guys all the time, they'll go through parts of the practice and do well. Then they get in front of me. We go live or we go 7-on-7 and they drop the ball and run the wrong route. And they be like, Coach, they never do that until you're around. Well, guess what? I'm going to be around on Saturdays. You got to play on Saturdays in front of me. So you got to be able to do it now and on Saturday. You can't, well, Coach was around, so I got nervous. You can't get nervous when I'm around. I'm on your side. So we want these guys learn how to play and make plays. And this is when you get to do it. And that's what I tell them. Hey, I'm on your side. Don't get nervous because I'm around. What about when the stands is full and they keeping score? What you gonna do then? So a successful spring is come out there healthy and get these guys some reps, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
The new guys, especially for the new guys that we added to the program that came in in the spring, get those guys acclimated to how we do things, how we practice, and learn the system. So now in the summer, they'll know the system. Now they just get bigger, faster, and stronger, and to be ready to go and camp. Start.
Absolutely. Now, Coach Maynor, with the quarter, because the quarterback position is the most important position. Is that something you name after spring ball, or do you wait until fall camp to name a starter at the QB position?
It depends. If you got a cool glass, you can name him in the spring. If you don't, then you got to wait. Okay. Well, Quill Glass going into his junior senior year, we know he's a starting quarterback. So when you got a Quill Glass, you know who your quarterback is going to be. But other than that, you got to wait. Because and what I always tell guys is you can't earn money in the spring. We're going against ourselves, the same people. So that DB that you beating might not be that good. Or vice versa. That receiver that you locking up, he might not be that good against my guy. No, you got to play against the rest of the conference. You earn your money in the fall. So I want you to have a good spring, but just understand we're playing against each other. We don't know how good we are on defense or offense or special teams because we're going against ourselves. And I always tell people this: everybody loves their team in August. Everybody loves their team in August. Everybody think they're going to win a championship at the beginning of the season. But that's why you play the games. And so you see how good you really are when you face of opponents. So we want those guys to get as many reps as they can, be as good as they can. But, again, the spring is the spring. You try to get better. You try to get some experience, and you try to stay healthy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Coach Maynor, I'll get you out on this. Just what would you say, is there a team motto, or have you thought of that yet? That's something that the team will go by for the 2023 Alabama A&M Bulldogs. Is there something is there like a motto that you change every year, or something that you kind of go by, that you live by, or maybe it's something that's the same every single year? And if that, what is it?
Well, the thing that we kind of preach on is we respect all and fear none. Okay, no matter who we play, homecoming, a D2 game or NAI team, it don't matter. FAMU, Jackson State, respect all, fear none. We treat everybody the same. We take them one game at a time. And if you do that, you never sleep on nobody. Nobody never slip up and beat you when they're not supposed to. So if you ready, they ready, it's going to be a game. If they not ready, then we should take care of them. But we're going to respect all and fear none, and always respect our opponent, but we're not going to fear them.
Absolutely. Once again, this is Coach Connell Maynor of Alabama A&M. Coach Maynor, I appreciate it. Taking some time out of your day. Thank you so much. Hey, stay healthy during the spring. Can't wait to see you this fall. Congratulations on all the success, and I can't wait to see what the Bulldogs look this fall, sir.
Thank you, sir. Me too.
Thank you. Thank you.